guys? Welcome to my 2020 Super Nintendo collection video. This is going to be fun.
Alright guys, we have here my Super Nintendo box of the Super Mario World Edition. This is one that I found at Goodwill a few years back and was really happy to have it. I think it came with the system and everything too, if I'm not mistaken. Has a few issues, a couple stickers and everything. But it does have the insert here with the manuals to both the Super Mario World game as well as the system manual. And it also has a really cool poster that I'm going to quickly unfold here. You'll notice in the picture that shows you how to connect your Super Nintendo to the television, which is kind of cool. And then on the other side, some upcoming games, which one of them, funny enough, is Zelda 3 right there at the bottom. Which was then later titled Link to the Past, of course. Now this next box is one that I recently picked up. Got a really good deal on it. Came with the foam. I wanted the foam for my other one that I'm going to show you in a minute. But this is just come with one controller. Now you can see that it has Zelda Link to the Past. Did not come with two controllers like the other one did. And this is the one that I was the most happy to get here recently. This is the Zelda edition one. All this was is just a sticker on this. The same box as you just saw pretty much. Same exact box. This one came from like Circuit City. But this is just like the original one that I had back in the day. So I'm really happy to have this one in the collection. All three of them, in fact.
Alright, so with the consoles out of the way, well, I do have one of my consoles here. My other one is being used currently by my girlfriend's nephew. But I do have the Super Nintendo Mini. I also have my original Super Nintendo system. In addition to that, obviously you have your standard controllers. Got a couple of those. And then found a couple of these off-brand kind of controllers where you can kind of customize the button layout and stuff. I haven't really given those much of a try yet, so I need to try those out. And then we have the Game Genie. You would stick your game in there just like that. Plug in your cheat codes. Pretty awesome. And then I still need the receiver for this. But we have the Super Scope, and that also is missing the scope attachment as well. But recently acquired a manual for it, so that's kind of cool.
Okay, so here are some manuals that I either forgot to include or some manuals at this top row I have not gotten the games to yet, which I'm hoping to complete sometime this year, hopefully. And here are some boxes that Uncharted Waters actually have the game, but these other boxes I do not have the games to yet, and I'm hoping to complete those very soon, especially Fire Striker.
Alright, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the games. First up, we have The Adventures of Dr. Franken, Aerobiz, Aero Fighters. I wish it was the legit one. This is just a repro. Very awesome shmup though. Plays just like the original, and very arcade. Very fun arcade shmup. We have Aero the Acrobat, American Gladiators, The Animaniacs, Arcana, Art of Fighting, Batman Forever, Battle Blaze, really hard game, Battletoads Double Dragon, Bugs Bunny Rabbit Rampage, Captain America and the Avengers, very beat up Clay Fighter, Cool World, hard game but fun, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, D-Force, we have Darius Twin, a little beat up there, but one of the better shmups on the system. And we have the manual for that one. Disney's The Jungle Book, Disney's Timon and Pumbaa, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, Draken, RPG on the system, not as good, but the second one is supposed to be really good. I'm hoping to get that one soon enough. ESPN National Hockey Night, one of my favorite RPGs on the system. I played more of them on the Game Boy Advance, but Final Fantasy 2/4, as it was known in America, or it's the fourth one in the series, honestly, but it's called 2 in America. Final Fantasy 3, or Final Fantasy VI. Still need to play that one. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Got this from my friend Wood. Final Fight, one of the best beat 'em ups on the system. F-Zero, nice racer. And I have the manual for that one, which is cool. The Great Circus Mystery with some of that. Home Improvement, where you're controlling Tim Allen and jumping over power tools, and I don't know, it's a weird game. Alright, next game is a pretty uncommon game. Got a good deal on this at Second & Charles. Paid it like a fraction of the price. Really good platformer with George Jetson. That is the Jetsons. And in the Invasions of the Planet Pirates. Really cool action platformer. And we have Kirby Superstar, 8 games in 1. Lagoon, which I think is an RPG there. Lord of the Rings, Volume 1. Mario Paint. Mario's Time Machine. Never played it. Mega Man Soccer. Really hard, like the computer opponents are like ridiculous. The best way to play is with a friend. Then we have a very beat up label. I need to upgrade this label. Mega Man X, but I just upgraded with the manual, so that's awesome. Mega Man X2, a little bit more uncommon there. Metal Combat. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 3. Miss Pac-Man. NCAA Basketball. NHL 94. NHL 95. Pac-Man 2. The new adventure, excuse me. Pilot Wings. Pink Goes to Hollywood. Pitfall, the Mayan Adventure. Apparently this is a bit of a, like, I don't know if you want to call it hidden gem, because a lot of people talk about that, but like, apparently a really good game. Plock, I think it's like an adventure type game, so I need to try that one out. Populous. Porky Pigs, Haunted Holiday. Ren and Stimpy. Vidiots. Revolution X. Music is the Weapon. Cool game here. We have Rock and Roll Racing. This is a newer acquisition here. And I have the manual to go with that one. Really nice, clean manual. Really cool game where it's playing some licensed track by famous musical artists. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones it are, but it is. But really cool rock tracks to go as you're racing this, like this isometric top-down racing game. So pretty cool. Roadrunners Death Valley Rally. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4, Wall of Fire, Samurai Showdown, Scooby-Doo Mystery, which is a little bit different game than the Genesis one. This is called Sink or Swim. We have Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage, one of those red cards. Still need to play that one. That's probably one of the best LJN games. Spider-Man and X-Men, Arcade's Revenge, Street Fighter 2, Star Fox, another classic game. But I have a nice manual for that one. We have Street Racer. I have the manual to that guy. Super Baseball Simulator 1000. Really thick manual for a baseball game. Super Godzilla. Alright, get to some good ones here. Super Mario All-Stars, which has, what, 1, 2, and 3 redone versions. You have the manual to that one. You have Super Mario All-Stars Super Mario World, which has even an extra game in there. We have Super Mario World with the manual. I actually have 2 of these manuals, so one's still in the box system, as you saw earlier. And I thought it was interesting that I have another Super Mario World. This one was the one that originally came packaged with it, and it has the single line text, and this is the one that has the double lines of text. Brighter background, smaller Yoshi, and smaller Mario. This one I'm pretty sure came out just in the regular edition, no system, just the game by itself, which is actually kind of hard to find complete in the box, but it's kind of cool to have both variants. You have Super Mario Kart with the manual, NES Super Scope 6, Super Punch-Out, Super R-Type, really good shmup on the system. Talking about some hard games here, we have Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi. Suzuka 8 Hours, Tasmania, Tecmo Super Bowl, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Tetris and Dr. Mario, Tetris Attack, another good shmup here. This is Thunder Force 3 on the Genesis, but they, for whatever reason on the Super Nintendo, they decided to name it Thunder Spirits. Time Slip, 10 Star. You got Tiny Toons Adventures Buster Bust Loose, Top Gear, Toy Story, Ultima, The False Bound Prophet, Uncharted Waters, and another RPG, Wanderers from Ys 3, Warlock, another LJN, really beat up copy of We're Back, a dinosaur story, Wheel of Fortune. We have Wing Commander, The Secret Missions. We have another RPG, Wizardry 6, The Heart of the Maelstrom. Rip off of Tetris. Wordtress. WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Bad copy of X-Men Mutant Academy. And another game that I really need to play, which has a cool sequel that's a little bit more expensive, as Ghoul Patrol, but the first one that came out was Zombies Ate My Neighbors. We have Earthbound, another, obviously, very well-known RPG. Still need to play through this one.
Alright guys, we recently got Madden 97, King Griffey Jr. Winning Run, NBA Hang Time, WWF Raw, NBA Tournament Edition, and Natsumi Wrestling, and then my coolest pickup recently, Biker Mice from Mars. Can't wait to play this one.
Alright, that concludes the loose games. Now for the box games.
The Super Game Boy box is a little beat up, but it's cool still to have it. You can play your Game Boy games with this little device here. This is pretty awesome. Next game we have is a sealed copy of Wheel of Fortune Deluxe Edition. I know you're jealous. Look at all that shine and glimmer. Yeah, it's all sealed. Pretty cool. Alright, moving on. We have Monopoly. Not a bad condition box here. Do not like how it has a black and white manual, as you'll see in a second, but it's there, so yeah, cool stuff. Next one, we have the Exertainment Mountain Bike Rally, the extremely rare game. No, that one's with Speed Racer, but still cool to have this one. This one is missing the manual. I do have my receipt and my original price sticker. Yeah, not too bad. And obviously it looks like a rental or something with all these stickers. Now this next box has had seen better days. This is Adam's Family. Looks like a dog chewed it right there. But every part, the rest of the box is not too bad, except for that one corner. Alright, and then even the tray inside, I've turned it around, it's kind of beat up too, but it does have the manual and the game, and works just fine. So that's what is important. Next up, we have Star Trek: The Next Generation. Love this television series, so I had to get the game when I saw it pretty cheap this summer. So not too bad. And this one is complete in box, as you will see in a moment. Game and manual. Called The Future's Past. One recent box that I've acquired is Zoop, which is a puzzle game. Really clean box. I got this along with another game you'll see in a second. Both are extremely complete and extremely minty. Very nice condition, as you see. So very glossy label on the cartridge. And we have all the paperwork, even the registration card, which is awesome. Next one is Seaquest, DSV. I always want to say OSV. I always say it wrong. DSV. Apparently this was a television show around the time of Star Trek: The Next Generation as well. But Under the Oceans. And this one was one I picked up a few years ago, along with StarCraft 64. And yeah, this was a cool pickup for pretty cheap. Complete in the box. Another game we picked up was Hyperzone. I believe I picked this up at Goodwill a few years back. Not a bad shape, but the box has some wear, but you know, it's not too bad. This one does not have the manual, but it does have the cartridge in the box, so that's the main thing. And it does have this cool "Danger, Do Not Open" poster, so that's something. Alright, our next game is Wario Woods. This is probably one of my oldest Super Nintendo boxes that I've had in the collection. My mom got it for me for like a birthday present or Christmas present or something. Pretty fun puzzler game, kind of like Tetris. and it's still complete from when I was a kid. Next game is World Heroes 2. This is a recent acquisition. Nice fighter on the system, and yeah, we just picked this up at a new game shop not too long ago. And this is called, or it has the game card here. No manual. Next up, we have Super Adventure Island. Pretty decent shaped box. This game is made by Hudson Soft, makes some pretty good quality games. Still need to play this one. This one also is missing the manual. It has the goodwill receipt and the precautions booklet, but no manual. And it has half the game in pretty good shape. Alright, next one is Gradius 3. Got a really good deal on that a few months ago. And it is complete in the box. Pretty nice shape. Been on this shooter kick here lately, and this is really cool to own this one complete in box. Next one up is Donkey Kong Country, a classic. Got the box and the manual, I think, separately from my Goodwill. The game I've had for a while. I loved playing the game. It was a pretty hard game for its time too. This is definitely one of the few Super Nintendo games that I actually completed. So there's that. Alright, the next game is Blackthorn. This is kind of a fairly recent acquisition too. It's kind of a cover-based shooter kind of game. The box is in pretty good shape. Still need the manual for this one, but I do have the card here, and it looks in really good shape. Alright, our next game is ActRaiser. I remember thinking this was an RPG, but it's not quite an RPG. It's kind of a side-scroller, but also has this element of like a Sim City kind of feel to it, where you're building up your civilizations. Pretty cool game. Just recently acquired this over the summer. It is complete, but the front page is coming off. It doesn't have the map, but it's not super complete, but everything else is there. Next game is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This is another game I've had for a while. For years. Felt pretty lucky to have this one in the collection. No manual for this one, but it is nice to own the box and the game. Very extremely hard game. Has this extra little poster in there too that came with a lot of Super Nintendo games, but that's cool. Alright, now we have an RPG, Illusion of Gaia. Got this at Second and Charles a while back. Really nice box. If I'm not mistaken, it does have the manual. It does have the manual, but no, excuse me, it has the map, but not the manual. As you can see that I'm going super fast to show you. So apparently I need some more manuals for some of these games, as you will see. Alright, this next game is the other game that I picked up with Zoop. This is Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Really clean box, like barely any flaws. I went through some trouble getting this one too, because I got one and then it was a reproduction box. Thankfully the guy reissued my money back, but I was able to buy this one just about the same price and got the other one too, as well as the strategy guide, which is awesome. And it is super complete with everything, so really happy with that. Next game is another RPG, Secret of Evermore, the sequel to Secret of Mana. Yeah, box has a few little dings and things, but it's there, and it does have the manual. I don't think I have the map with this one, if there was one. Probably was, but anyway, everything else is there. Then we have another RPG, Breath of Fire. Recently completed this one. Got the game from my friend Shad Juice, and bought the box and manual for a really good deal off eBay recently. So it is really cool to have this one complete in box and in such good shape. So here's the cart, nice and clean. Thank you, Shad Juice, by the way. And there's the box and the manual. Okay, next up is Breath of Fire 2, another game that I bought from Shad Juice. Little issue there on the side, but otherwise in really good shape. Once again, I do not think this comes with the map. I don't have the map anyway, but I do have the manual and the game, which has something on the label there, seems to be. Alright, now we're moving on to another RPG, Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. Got a really nice deal on this one over the summer, and can't wait to get the second one, but this one's in pretty good shape. It has the manual, it's a little worn there, has the map, and quickly show you that real quick. It does have some issues, but it's together mostly. And it does have a really clean copy of the game too. This one I was really excited to get, Shadowrun. I know it came out on the Genesis as well. This one's totally different from the Genesis version. A cyberpunk RPG, and this one's in really good shape, as you can see. Little wear on the manual there. The box in the game looks really good. Next one up is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and yes, it does have the original cellophane on the top. I just recently swapped this out for. I had one of this, but this one is in even better shape, and it comes with everything, including the game, which I already had, and then my original manual, and then even the top secrets thing that I'd never had before. Alright, this one is a cool one I picked up this year, Super Castlevania 4. Very fun game. Been wanting this for the collection for a long time. Found this in second-hand Charles for a pretty good, decent price. That teacher discount really helped. But anyway, we got it complete with the manual and the game in really good shape. So really happy with that. Next game up is Secret of Mana. Now this one is a bit worn. It has some stickers and everything on it too. Maybe one day I'll upgrade it, but I'm just happy to have a complete in box Secret of Mana. It does not have the map, but it does have a pretty beat up manual and a game card. This one I did not know about. It has a little bit of caving in, but this is a shooter called Imperial. This one is a really fun shooter. Maybe not as good as some of the others on the system, but still really fun to play. And picked this one up kind of on a whim when it was a pretty decent buy on eBay, and has a really nice manual, as you see, and a really nice copy of the game. So, feel pretty happy with that pickup. Another game I picked up from the same person on eBay, Turtles in Time, Turtles 4. This one is really fun, beat 'em up. Really happy to finally have this one in the box. Box is not 100% obvious, it has some wear around the edges, but it is there. Has a really clean manual to go with it, and then a really clean copy of the game. Very nice. Stepping up the game now with the next one, with my favorite RPG of all time. As you see there, there's a seam there that I actually glued back together. This thing was ripped in half, and I glued it back together. Not too bad a shape otherwise, though. And yeah, this is a great RPG. This one I would play at least once a year. It has the manual and the game. This was one of the first ones that I had to complete because this one means so much to me. So I'm really happy to have that one. Next game up is Ogre Battle. Yeah, finally got that one complete in box. Got this over the summer. Kind of upgraded it from a couple of different deals that I got on eBay, and sold another extra box that I got some money back on it, so pretty much didn't pay the full value that this is actually worth, so can't wait to try that one out. Now this is my most recent pickup, Sunset Riders. Yeah, this one's in really good shape. It had stickers on it before, was able to clean those stickers off of it. Got this one for well under $100, less than what it's going for. Really happy with that. Just opened it just a couple days ago, and it's really nice. The cartridge is clean, and the manual is just like brand new. Really nice. And then we have one of my favorite boxes here, Chrono Trigger. It is in some beat up shape a little bit on around the corners, but this is one that I've wanted in the box for the longest time. I picked up the game for like $3.25 years ago. Manual is definitely beat up, but it does have both posters, so that's really cool, and I will show you those in a second. And it does have my original game that I paid $3.25 at Goodwill for. So there's that. But yeah, here are the snapshots of what the posters look like. So that's the front and back of one of them, and then the second one, front and back. Alright, now we're moving on to some even more heavies. R-Type 3. This game is in pretty good shape. It does have some beat up areas on it, but otherwise not too bad. This looked like it was kind of like from a rental store. I took some stickers off of it. It had stickers all over the front. It still has a sticker on the manual. It's kind of got a big crease there, but it is there. It is complete, and this is one of the best shoot 'em ups on the system. Very glad to add this to the collection. Alright, the next game is Adventures of Batman and Robin. I had the game from years ago, $3.25. With the summer, I bought the manual and the box for really good deals. There's a little ding in that front, but not bad overall. I'm going to open it up here, check it out. It has a nice clean cart there and a nice clean crispy manual. I did pay up a little bit for that manual, but the box I got a really good deal on. And then of course I drop it. It's not worth anything. I dropped it again. So yeah, hopefully it still works. Yeah. Alright, next up we have Castlevania Dracula X. Probably one of my worst box games in terms of condition. But I did get a really, really good deal on this. But yeah, the front and back artwork is what I'm most concerned about, not the sides. The manual is a little beat up too. It's been folded, but it is still there, and that is what I'm happy to have. And half of a label is there on this. Again, I got this for way cheaper than what it's worth. And now we have Metal Warriors. So excited to own this box and game. Box definitely has seen better days, has some damage around the sides and some sun fading on one side, but this is not a very common game, nor a very common box. And as you will see, not only does the box have some damage, but so does the label. But again, I paid a fraction of what this game is worth, so I'm really happy to get this. And then we have Wild Guns. That's right, folks, Wild Guns. This is a rare game. Now, it has some damage, obviously. I just finished repairing it somewhat, but all the other sides are in good shape, except for that top. Back has a scratch across the back, but the artwork's still there. It looks good. And then, of course, I have the game inside. No manual yet. I'm hoping to get that soon. This is a reproduction label, but it is an authentic board. And then my final game, Mega Man X3. I think this is the one that really started this craziness of getting all these box Super Nintendo games. This was sent to me in the Nona in tight white about 2 Christmases ago, and I am still blown away that I have this game complete in box. Box definitely has some issues, it has some sun fading, but I am so happy to have it, and this was one of the best gifts I've ever gotten from anybody. So it's awesome, and look at that, it has a clean manual that I recently picked up. The second in Charles, I flipped another copy of this game and paid for it, and then I have the game here, which I only paid $30 for years ago, so nice. Really happy to have that one complete in box.
Alright guys, that concludes my 2020 Super Nintendo collection video. Let me know what you guys think. If there are any games that you recommend that I either have or don't have yet, please mention that below. I would love to hear your feedback. Yeah, and thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you later.